Hi everyone, it's James, a.k.a. Canna Quad. I'm back with another episode. I hope you're all well, keeping safe. So apologies I haven't launched an episode lately. Unfortunately I've been hugely busy with the online side, running the website vaporizerhut.co.uk and updating it. I've also been really busy with my drone photography and getting out there with my drone, catching videos and amazing photos of the island of Jersey. So in this video, I'm not going to jump straight back in and do some reviews on products. I will be doing that. I've got a few lined up for you guys, which are very exciting. But in this video, I want to talk about my journey to medicinal cannabis and what it was like before, and then what it's like now I've actually legally prescribed medical cannabis. So I first had my introduction to cannabis over 20 years ago when I had my accident. I was in the spinal unit for around 9 months in Salisbury. I eventually came back to Jersey, and I had heard all about cannabis. There was even patients in the spinal unit that used cannabis. They were all a bit older than myself at the time, as I was only 16. Anyway, I got back to Jersey and many of my friends were, I suppose, experimenting and using cannabis. Hash solid at the time, and so this really was my kind of introduction, and I guess it was a recreational use that I was using this cannabis, and it was, I suppose it was quite fun and quite enjoyable, as any teenager would experience. So the same journeys, so yeah, they were good times. And then as the years went on, I realized that, hang on, this cannabis is actually not just recreational use. I can actually feel real benefits. I can feel my spasms stopping, my body being much more relaxed, and just overall just better for my health, and I felt good. So when I started smoking cannabis, we did mix it with tobacco. That was unfortunately the way everyone kind of did it. It was in a joint. But as the years went on and evolved, I realized, and I looked into vaporizers, and I realized using cannabis in a vaporizer, especially cannabis flower bud in its raw form, which I was lucky to have access to, was just it's exceptional. It worked so well for me. My spasms were dead. I didn't have to feel in discomfort if I was going out and about over rough terrain. I didn't feel the bumps that made my spasms set off, and really overall it just made a huge difference to my life. I had many ups and downs with cannabis, living in a certain home before I was lucky enough to have my own accommodation. I remember a story. I remember one time actually, we were out on the balcony and we were having, I suppose, a little sneaky joint, should I say, and one of the members of staff must have spotted us, and I think she was all good with that, but then she mentioned it to another member of staff in a meeting, and that one didn't really take too keen to it. And sadly, I got called into the office at this home, and they said to me, so someone seems to think you may have been smoking a joint on the balcony. And I stupidly, I just said, yeah, it was. They said to me it was not such a bad thing before, and I feel a bit tricked into saying yes. I should have just said it was a rollie and life would have gone on. Anyway, that was a bit of a strange one. I was told I needed to go and see a drug and alcohol lady. And that was like, that drug and alcohol lady actually thought, what the hell is she doing here? This is a complete waste of time. I'm not a drug addict. I just used a bit of marijuana. But hey, anyway, so life goes on, and I've been using medicinal cannabis for the last 20 years. And finally, I've come to a journey where I've had the opportunity to actually finally have legal medicinal cannabis. So I reached out to a clinic in the UK called the Medical Cannabis Clinic in the UK, where I reached out to them. I sent them an email to inquire. This was actually only around 4 months ago, so it's all relatively new and very exciting. And they were amazing. I had a telephone call with a lady, and she explained the process. I had to fill in a form that it kind of asks your experience with cannabis, the reasons why you want to use cannabis. I had to send my doctor's notes from my local doctor, and once I had filled in that form and I got approved, I actually had a video consultation with a doctor from the clinic. So the doctor spoke to me about my medical conditions or my spinal injury. In my case, it's a spinal injury. And I discussed how I'd actually been using cannabis for over 20 years and the benefits it had helped me. I also explained how I was actually lucky enough to go to LA, and I've been to some of the clinics where I've used proper medical strain cannabis, and it's been exceptionally good, and I've really reaped the benefits from it. I explained that I like to use a sativa in the daytime, as it's not too sleepy and you can carry on with your day, still feeling quite energized and motivated. And I said I'd experienced an indica for the nighttime, which is even better. Even sometimes I use an indica in the daytime because it really settles my spasms. So anyway, I explained all that to the doctor, and he could realise that I had quite an understanding of medicinal cannabis and I knew the benefits. So he was happy to prescribe me medicinal cannabis, which was absolutely amazing. So I then had I had to pay for my consultation. I think it's actually around £150 now. It was around 250. And then I had the prescription sent to me, and then because I'm in Jersey, I had to get an import license because we're in Jersey, so it's different to the UK mainland, but the process is exactly the same. Anyway, I had the prescription. I had to send it to the chief pharmacist in Jersey, who was actually Paul McCabe, and he was hugely helpful. He took my prescription, he granted me the import license. I then actually sent that back to the clinic, where they then took my payment for my medical cannabis, and it then got sent to Jersey. I had to make customs aware that my medical cannabis was coming. I had to give them the tracking number. I had to send them the import license, and I had to pay the GST when it arrived. So that day when it came, I couldn't believe it. You know, it was just unbelievable. It was quite groundbreaking for myself to finally have access to legal cannabis. And you know, life since having it is really quite less stressful, let's say. You know, for example, before having to get black market cannabis, you'd have to stress around looking for people. You know, it's not always reliable. You don't know if the cannabis you're getting is really very medically beneficial. So having access to the medical cannabis now, you know you're going to get real quality cannabis that actually should benefit you, you know. I mean, it benefits myself. I use it in a vaporizer. It's amazing, like, and I don't have to worry about being prosecuted or the police coming knocking on my door if I'm out and about and I'm feeling like I'm quite spasmy, feeling a bit discomfort, so I can just have a puff on my vaporizer and, you know, I feel fine and I haven't got to worry, oh, Mr. PC Plod's over there and he's gonna come and bust me for having a bit of cannabis. So it shouldn't be like that anyway, but things are changing for everyone, and I believe so many people within Jersey, the UK, and are getting access to medical cannabis. So yeah, it's really made a huge difference. I'm really, really happy. So, you know, that's part of my journey. I really, you know, if you really think medical cannabis is something that would be suitable for you, you've had some experience, I recommend you reach out to one of these clinics and see if they can help you. It's not such a complicated process. Once you've done it once, it's really quite straightforward. Might be a bit daunting at first, a bit of paperwork, but really, you know, it's accessible, and people who are in need of it should have access to this amazing plant. So yeah, I hope this has been helpful so far. I'm gonna leave you with some actual of my drone footage for the rest of the video, and hope you guys are keeping well and enjoy the rest of your day, and stay relaxed and stay medicated. Cheers.